So let's talk and figure out that when it comes to our nation, when it comes to national security, who really is playing politics? Remember, over the years, whether it's about the surgical strikes, whether it's about the Pulwama terror attack, whether it's about the multiple schemes, whether it is about one rank, one pension, the Agnipath scheme, to what Charanjit Singh Channi said just on the floor of the House, to what the Prime Minister earlier has said on the 25th anniversary of the Kargil Vijay Diwas. Clearly, all these are comments that will help you understand that when it comes to nation security, why do people get away by playing politics the way they do? Now, the Prime Minister long ago, remember, had said कि अपने दल के लिए राजनीति बंद करिए और देश के लिए सोचिए. Today, the Prime Minister has another message. He says Rashtra is above Rajniti. He had that message coming in from the Dras sector. We've seen the opposition again criticizing the Prime Minister. But he was remembering our brave hearts of the Kargil War, and he has also saluted the supreme sacrifice. In a blazing attack later at Pakistan, he just goes on to reiterate the warning that India has resonated again and again. He says Indian forces will crush Atank ke Aaka and will not let Pakistan succeed in its evil intent. Before we decode how we have seen politics being played on the entire issue, first up is this very pointed, poignant and a significant message that has come in from the Prime Minister.
पाकिस्तान ने अतीत में जितने भी दुष्प्रयास किए उसे मुंह की खानी पड़ी है, लेकिन पाकिस्तान ने अपने इतिहास से कुछ नहीं सीखा है. वो आतंकवाद के सहारे, प्रॉक्सी वॉर के सहारे अपने आप को प्रासंगिक बनाए रखने का प्रयास कर रहा है.
And the Prime Minister also used this opportunity to tear into the opposition. He says the opposition has been spreading a lot of canards when it comes to the big Agnipath scheme. And he has again warned them that do not fearmonger when it comes to our forces, when it comes to our armed forces, and also the future of our youth. Listen.
मैं तो हैरान हूं, कुछ लोगों की समझ को क्या हुआ है, उनकी सोच को क्या हो चुका है. ऐसा भ्रम फैला रहे हैं कि सरकार पेंशन के पैसे बचाने के लिए ये योजना लेकर आई है. मैं जरा ऐसे लोगों की सोच से शर्म आती है, लेकिन मैं ऐसे लोगों से पूछना चाहता हूं, जरा कोई मुझे बताए आज मोदी के शासनकाल में जो भर्ती होगा, क्या आज ही उसको पेंशन देना है क्या? उसको पेंशन देने की नौबत 30 साल के बाद आएगी, और तब तो मोदी 105 साल का हुआ होगा, और तब न भी मोदी की सरकार होगी. क्या मोदी जब 105 साल का होगा, 30 साल के बाद जो पेंशन बचेगा, उसके लिए मोदी ऐसा राजनीतिक है जो आज गाली खाएगा? क्या तर्क दे रहे हैं? लेकिन साथियों, मेरे लिए दल नहीं, देश सर्वोपरि है.
Modern armies require fully trained commissioned officers who are well versed in technology. Modern warfare will be technology oriented. The Agnipath scheme does not train the inductees in modern technology. It's a short-term crash course and it's not a full commission. It is in no way helps a professional modern army, and in fact the government is indulging in the scheme only because it wants to save money by not giving the full benefits for commissioned soldiers and officers. So this scheme does not fulfill the needs of a modern army fighting a modern technological warfare in the 21st century.
So that response that you just heard is coming in from Congress's Karti Chidambaram. He's completely silent when it comes to what Charanjit Singh Channi again his fellow congressman had to say yesterday, and that too on the floor of the House. Do remember how political parties respond to different issues will really tell you that how far they are willing to play politics when it comes to national security. So we decided to confront Charanjit Singh Channi. Rahul Gandhi is quiet, but we thought, why not ask the man in the center of this controversy? So this is our colleague Rishabh, who caught up with Channi earlier in the parliament, and he wanted to ask him, are you willing to apologize? Why did you say what you said? Listen in then to what happened.
जो आपका बयान है उस पे कांग्रेस ने किनारा कर लिया है चन्नी सर
क्या कहेंगे आप बयान पे कांग्रेस के साथ
after coming back
Okay, you heard it here. He says that after coming back we will talk. This was Channi in parliament. Here Rashman में बताओ for times now.
जो आपका बयान है उस पे कांग्रेस ने किनारा कर लिया है चन्नी सर
क्या कहेंगे आप बयान पे कांग्रेस के साथ
after coming back
Okay, you heard it here. He says that after coming back we will talk. This was Channi in parliament. Here Rashman में बताओ for times now.
So Channi clearly has not got the message. Or if he really wanted to make this strategic statement because he wanted to consolidate the hardliner vote in Punjab, he possibly has been able to do that. But look at what cost. And then this also explains the utter chaos and confusion in the Congress's camp. On your screens are different responses that have come in from Congress netas. All are the same party people, Congress. Jairam Ramesh, a good 8 hours after Channi makes a response like that on the floor of the House, puts out a 2-line tweet where all that he wants to say is that whatever Channi has said, he said that in his personal capacity. So stop asking questions. But then you also have Ravneet Bittu. Now, multiple comments that have come in from the Congress will tell you that not just the Congress is confused, the Congress is finding it very, very hard right now to apologize for what Channi has said. Forget about taking any kind of action against him.
लोगों को सफाई देने की जरूरत नहीं है। कांग्रेस क्या है? कांग्रेस का बलिदान का बहुत बड़ा योगदान है देश के लिए। और ये जो बयान है ये तो बस उन्होंने तो ये बात कही है कि जो लोग वहाँ जिन्होंने मतदान किया है क्योंकि इजाजत किसने दी उसको इलेक्शन में? या तो सरकार कानून ऐसा लाए कि जो लोग ऐसे हैं जो इलेक्शन नहीं लड़ पाए, जब संविधान उनको इजाजत देता है तो जो लोग जिन्होंने मतदान किया, बात तो ये कि उनको कैसे करना है, उसके ऊपर संविधान है, कानून जो कहेगा वो सरकार को करना चाहिए.
But the BJP says that just those 2 lines by Jairam Ramesh cannot be the response of the Congress party. You need to act. They are also asking, why is Rahul Gandhi, the LOP, still quiet?
Channi has endorsed and eulogized Amritpal Singh, who has called for the division and tukde of India. He has justified the assassination of Indira Gandhi ji. He advocates the idea which is against constitution, the idea of Khalistan. Instead of taking action on Channi, we are not with these views. Mr. Jairam Ramesh, if these are not the views of the party, please take action on this, rather than just give this templated response that has become the standard operating procedure of the Congress. This shows that the Congress party is very much with the views of Channi ji, and therefore no action is taken because Congress itself puts Rajniti and vote bank niti above Rashtra-niti.
So why haven't we seen any action against Charanjit Singh Channi? Clearly that's a question that a lot of you as in the viewers have also been asking. And if you again just look at the entire sequence of events, there are serious questions today on the Congress, on its conduct, and also questions that we'll ask of the BJP about the multiple terror attacks, remember, that you have seen particularly in Jammu. Why haven't we seen a clear escalation then coming in from India? What are we doing about that? So I think we'll have a lot of interesting details to look at over the next few minutes as we'll say good evening to Shazia Ilmi, who's the national spokesperson of the BJP with us. Dr. Ajay Kumar Pandey is the national general secretary and spokesperson of the LJP on the show. Sushil Pandit is a renowned activist, and he is someone who, remember, has not just lived terror, he's faced terror, and the reason why what he says on the show will be very, very significant. Also, it's a pleasure to have Major General Dhruv Katoj, the director at the India Foundation, with us after a long, long time. Also a pleasure to have Rohan Mitra. He's a political analyst. He leans towards the Congress. And Mohammad Iqbal, the additional spokesperson from the PDP, is also joining us. So we have all sides represented on the show. Shazia and all gentlemen, thank you for your time, sir. It's a big day today as you're looking at the Kargil Diwas. So I will just request all of you to be very mindful of what we say. Be very careful of what we say and what is a larger messaging we all will give out. Rohan, I have to begin by asking you that on a day like today, Rahul Gandhi should have sent a message to Charanjit Singh Channi. Why is he quiet?
Good evening, Deepti. Good evening to everyone else. On a very important foremost, that I would want to pay my respect to all the martyrs of the Kargil War. And not just the Kargil War, any martyr from the Indian Army, we have always respected that and we will continue to respect that as a nation. To answer your question, first and foremost, Mr. Gandhi was in Sultanpur today because the BJP Karyakarta or a BJP leader had filed a case against him. So he had to be there at the court. This was by the court's order. Coming back to the third point about Mr. Channi Saab. Let me answer this. The Congress has clearly said that the Channi Saab's comment is not the Congress's comment. Amritpal Singh defeated the Congress in that seat. So let's not say that the Congress and Amritpal Singh are on the same page anywhere, because the Congress came second on that seat. So for you to say that, we are on board with Amritpal Singh or we are board with everything else.
I'm not saying that, Rohan, give me a moment. See, because what Charanjit Singh Channi said is not, said privately. He did not say this amongst a group of friends or in your private Congress meeting. He said this on the floor of the House. The message went loud and clear. He's supporting Amritpal. He says, unko andar kyun rakha hua hai? Unko nikaliye, unke freedom of speech ki baat karte hai, Rohan. But then, when the Congress just says, Rohan, that we dissociate with that comment, is that good enough? You want the government to act when it comes to Pakistan, terror, fair enough. Go hard on the government, Rohan, but then be equally hard on a Charanjit Singh Channi.
Deepti, what you said, there is no wrong in there. The Congress has clearly said that we are not on board with Mr. Channi's comment, and I saw your reporter chasing him down the parliament, and he said, in the morning, I'm guessing, when Mr. Channi is walking into the parliament. So you'll get your turn. You can ask him whatever you want. The Congress doesn't associate with him. You'll hear back from the Congress leadership. Whatever is being said, I saw the Congress MP from saying that. The NSA has been put on him. Let the court take action on him. The Congress is not defending Amritpal Singh in any way. How can the Congress defend somebody who has defended the assassination of Indira Gandhi? The Congress is against Amritpal Singh. It's against any separatist movement.
Is he still a part of the Congress or not?
I'm not here to answer that question, Deepti.
You've answered that question. See, that's the problem. That is the problem.
Is the BJP answering each and every accusation against each and every leader of theirs?
But you are not the BJP, no, Rohan. That's what I'm saying. We'll go to Shazia. We'll ask questions that you all want to ask. But then there should be some, position of semblance that also needs to be shown. Where is the resolve against people who allow Amritpal to get away by even being in the parliament in the first place, Rohan? And why can't Rahul Gandhi tell us unequivocally that he condemns the comment that has been made by Charanjit Singh Channi, period? That's it.
Deepti, you always want Rahul Gandhi to comment on every question, but you don't ask the Prime Minister when the people in his party say things on the floor of the parliament. Did the Prime Minister apologize when the BJP MP was abusing in the last parliament, when he was abusing somebody?
This is about national security. That's exactly what I said. Let's be very mindful of what we say. Play politics, Rohan. You must play politics. Rahul Gandhi's and LOP, his voice is equally important. Okay, but I have spent some time to figure out where does the Congress stand, and I just hope our viewers would have got a fair idea, Sushil and Major General Dhruv Katotsab, on why it gets difficult when it comes to the big fight against terror. But before, gentlemen, I come to you, Mohammad Iqbal ji, you represent the PDP. Ab Mehbooba Mufti ho, Abdullahs ho, time and again, they have said Pakistan se baat kariye, we can't change our neighbors. So is that the best approach to deal with Pakistan, sir?
It might not be the best approach, but certainly it is an option. You see, what basically we, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, are facing, God forbid, nobody in the country is facing. We are getting killed. The citizens are getting killed. The brave hearts of the country are getting killed. We are bearing the brunt. We need a solution, and certainly talking could be one of the solutions. Now we have to understand, do we end terrorism after talking, or will we end terrorism and then talk? This is a big question for our government.
But we
They
must
have
talk.
to ponder on this.
Mohammad
They have to
Iqbal
come
ji, you
out.
believe that we must talk. We talk before or after it, that does not matter. It's important to keep talking to Pakistan. Is that still how you look at the entire issue, sir?
The point is, even if we end terrorism today, don't you think we still need to sit with Pakistan? Because Pakistan has not intruded once. It has been doing it consecutively for the last so many years. We have done Balakot, we have done surgical strikes, we have 71, we have 65, but it is not stopping. So what do? It's been going on for the last 70 years, and we, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, are dying. Look at this in Jammu now. It's somehow calmer in Kashmir, but it has flared up in Jammu. 50 brave hearts, 70 odd civilians. What's happening? We are losing precious lives. We need a solution. And when we say talk, it's an option. It's for the government to decide whether to engage in talks. And if we go back a little bit to Mr. Vajpayee's time, he extended the wish for talks, and things had cooled down to a greater extent during that time. We had
Mohammad Iqbal ji, sir, I hate to interrupt, but I also just can't fathom this entire thought, that you are sitting here on a day as significant, as big as today. And you're speaking for Pakistan, you're saying कि ये नहीं हो सकता तो बात तो करनी पड़ेगी, ऐसा नहीं होगा तो बात करनी पड़ेगी. Really? I mean, this is the problem. When we can't stand together and speak as one.
On this important day, when we lost so many of our brave hearts, this is what makes us think much more, keenly than you sitting in Delhi, because we are the victim.
No. Mohammad Iqbal ji, with sir, complete respect, sir, you keep talking of this distance, this duri, between Delhi and Jammu and Kashmir. I think this is all in your mind, because the people don't think like you. Had the people been thinking like you, and I will get now Sushil quickly here, had the people been thinking like you, Mohammad Iqbal ji, then in the, just concluded Lok Sabha elections, you wouldn't have suffered the fate that you people did, whether it's an Omar Abdullah or whether it is the PDP. The writing, sir, is on the wall. People cannot be, now made a victim of your politics. You've heard the DGP also saying कि आप जैसी जो तमाम regional parties है जम्मू and Kashmir में, they are responsible for all this that you have seen. Now, Sushil, why is it that netas, whether it's in the valley, beyond the valley, can't speak as one when it comes to terror?
Thank you, Deepti, for giving me this opportunity. Good evening to all my fellow panelists and your viewers. I want to make 2-3 quick points. This gentleman from PDP, who was just now waxing eloquent over how Vajpayee ji was great in initiating dialogue and bringing peace, he should be reminded that it was during Vajpayee ji's time that he took a bus to Lahore and he was rewarded with a Kargil. And not just Kargil, it was during his time that our parliament was attacked. It was during his time that the Operation Parakram was launched, which almost led us to a war. This was despite all the peace overtures by Mr. Vajpayee's government. And he says those peace overtures, those dialogues, those trips led to a great deal of peace. He should be reminded. These are politically illiterate spokespersons waxing eloquent about lies, concoctions. Number 2, what do you expect from this party who have a document called self-rule document where they say we should have Pakistani currency in Jammu and Kashmir. We should have open borders in Jammu and Kashmir. We should bring Sharia in Jammu and Kashmir. This is the level of their politics and the kind of objectives that Pakistan professes. What else do you expect from them? Number 3, and I'm sorry to bring this point at number 3, I got little strayed by the comments of the previous panelists. Today is Kargil Vijay Diwas. Even as we recall the glorious hour achieved at the cost of precious lives of our young officers, Paramveer Chakras, Veer Chakras, great sacrifices, We must also remember how we shackled ourselves in fighting that war, how limits were imposed on not crossing the LOC, not targeting the command and control structure, not targeting the supply lines, not finishing the war within weeks. It moved on and on for more than 2 months. We should never ever show this consideration to an enemy who is unwilling, unrepentant, remorseless, and ruthless in committing genocide in Jammu and Kashmir. They drove us Hindus out from the valley.
Yes.
Now they want to drive Hindus out from the Jammu region. And we play with them the Queensberry's rules. They know no rules. They observe no limits. And we push limits on our soldiers, on our system, on our security forces in order to play by the rules. This cannot go on.
Absolutely.
We have several examples in this world as we see, as wars go on, how to deal with jihad. And we need to learn from those. We need to deal with jihad with an iron hand without any consideration. And that is the lesson of Vijay Diwas. We should never forget how we lost our precious lives because we played by the rules, we imposed limits, we did not cross the LOC. Our Air Force, our Jawans paid huge prices for those limits, and now this should be a war without limit.
It should be a war.
Enemy cries,
yes, absolutely.
Uncle.
Sushil, I think a lot of our viewers will really second that. And I think the very fact today that you have the Prime Minister speaking against Pakistan after a long, long time, Major General Dhruv Katotsab, there is, a significant messaging he wants to give out. But because Mohammad Iqbalji is continuously speaking over, Sushil right now, just allow me 30 seconds. I just want to ask Mohammad Iqbalji that what is his lesson from the Kargil Vijay Diwas? Mohammad ji, what is the lesson?
Yeah, can I have your question again?
What is the lesson, sir? What is it that we must remember today?
The lesson is that Pakistan has been time and again intruding into our country. It has laid sieges, attacks. We have to see why Pakistan is doing so. Can we stop Pakistan by war? Is it working? Can we engage Pakistan in talks? This thing has to stop. That is our point. We don't want to suffer anymore. We don't want our people to be killed anymore. It's for the government to think which response is proper. We have had
Mohammad Iqbalji, you are also a part of India, sir. You're also a part of India. Just in case you don't remember that. We are all together in this fight against terror.
Of course we are. Of course we are. But the blame on our party, what you have put on this channel is that why do you say we should talk? It's just an option. Will you hold us responsible for anti-nationalism because we say we should talk?
Because you say we should only talk. You never condemn Pakistan. You never say what the government is doing. We are in this fight against terror. Stop talking to Pakistan. You never say this. And I don't remember either a Mehbooba Mufti saying this or even the Abdullah saying this. But fair enough, I think you've got your good share of time to just speak about what is in your heart so people will know who stands where. Now, Major General Dhruv Katotsab, let's quickly now fast forward to what the Prime Minister today has said, sir. When the Prime Minister is speaking, about Pakistan today, unequivocally, is he going to be perhaps now talking of a larger or an amplified response that India could have to Pakistan, considering a lot of these attacks that we have seen the south of the Pir Panjal of late?
Thank you, Deepti. Yeah, I just want to I'll just respond to that, but may I just make one or two small statements prior to that? You see, Mohammad Iqbalji, he has said that, we can't change our neighbors. Yeah, he's right. We can't change our neighbors, but we can change their behavior. And that change is not going to take place with talks. Even when Vajpayee ji went to Lahore, and at the moment when he was shaking hands with Nawaz Sharif, at that moment, infiltrators were crossing across. It is a complete double cross at the highest level of Pakistan, which has taken place. So the question of talks, we have been talking for about 65 years. It hasn't worked. Let's try some other means. Talk is not the solution. Now, getting back to the Prime Minister's statement, Deepti, I have always maintained it is absolutely vital for the Prime Minister to lay down the policy through a doctrinal statement. This statement which the Prime Minister has given out has been very clear, has been very concise, where he has stated that there will be consequences for Pakistan for carrying out terror. Now, when we are looking at consequences, I'm not simply saying that, those 20, 30 odd people who have come inside, you kill them. They will be killed. That is not the problem. They are pawns and they are not relevant to the situation. 20 will come, 30 will come, we'll kill them. 20 more will come, we'll kill them. That is not the solution. The solution is to make Pakistan feel the pain. And once Pakistan starts feeling the pain, their political establishment and the military establishment, that is the time the pain of Jammu and Kashmir will go. It is related. And I think the Prime Minister's statement points towards that direction. He is giving a chance to the Pakistani military and the political establishment. A chance. You have still time to mend your ways. And if they don't, then the consequences will be there. And it is the Pakistan military and their politicians who will be responsible for the suffering they bestow on their people. India will do it. And that is the message which the Prime Minister has given.
Absolutely. I think that's an interesting take, Major General Saab. And, knowing the Prime Minister, maybe there is already something in the works. Maybe we are already looking at a response that could be forthcoming in the next few days to the next few weeks. But I want to thank Shazia and Ajay Kumarji for their patience. Now, apart from Mohammad Iqbal, these are the other two politicians on the show. Now, politicians have to be asked tough questions, Shazia. So, I want to know today that when you have so many attacks that we've seen in Jammu over the last many, days to weeks, when the opposition says ki kya fayda ho raha hai? Where is that 56-inch wala, Sina? Where is that effort that the government was saying we are wanting to put out? Isn't that a fair question, Shazia?
No, I don't think it's a fair question at all. I think it's absolutely irresponsible and puerile. I don't think you make these statements when it comes to national security and you lower the morale of your army, your intelligence agencies, and blame the Prime Minister, the top executive position for that. I think it's completely, I think it's really an abomination that a serious crisis that seems to be a new, that the whole geography of the Kashmir theatre has changed, now it's moved to Pir Panjal range of Jammu and be facing new challenges there. Instead of, working on the situation to blame the government of the day for something as sad as this, I think it's the lowest nadir of politics. So I think it's not just improper, but I think absolutely uncalled for, and I would treat it with a lot of disdain. But I've been listening in to a lot of conversations here, and I want to say, just look at the perversity and just how warped this logic is of Mr. Channi, a senior Congress leader, and the former Chief Minister, a Congress Chief Minister of Punjab, to support Amritpal and say, let's look into the reasons as to why so many people have elected him. Now contrast this with all the charges against Amritpal Singh, whether he's a separatist, whether he's been working with ISI, or whether he's been stockpiling arms, whether he's been...
So, Shazia, why is that man not charge-sheeted? You must charge-sheet him, convict him, and ensure that he's out of the parliament, no? Why can't that be done?
Charge-sheeted. This NSA... No, it's not me or you. I think NSA is doing its job, and that's why he's behind the bars. And the militia, and we know what all happened and how he scuttled and ran around and how he was finally surrendered. So that's there. But let's not change the topic because I'm coming to something at the end of it. And so these are the charges against him. This is how serious it is and how he supports the Khalistan movement. Now look at what happened in Brampton. How Indira Gandhi's assassination was eulogized in a float. And there was a pageantry around it. And it was displayed on the streets in Brampton, in Canada. And our Indian government, the same Narendra Modi, who Congress keeps running down, actually, and our government raised objections and said, how can you say this? And how can you actually glorify violence and assassination of Indira Gandhi?
Yes.
Imagine how perverse his logic is. I'm just trying to tell you how Channi, Amritpal, Pannu, this whole imbroglio, how it works.
Absolutely.
It is such a sad state of affairs.
It is.
Please
it
understand.
Is. Shazia.
The K apologists, the K terror apologists, look where they are. Look how confused they are. And look how
that clearly
they
is a point that the Congress has not been able to clear. Shazia, just allow me a moment before I get an Ajay also into this conversation. July the 16th in Doda, 4 soldiers are killed in action. July 8th in Badnota in Kathua, a JCO and 3 jawans and a cop are killed in action. July 7th, guards repulse an attack, 1 soldier is wounded in Manjakot. June 26th, you have 3 terrorists neutralized. June 12th, in Chatargala, 5 soldiers and SPO is wounded. June 11th, in Hiranagar, a CRPF constable, 2 suspected Pakistani terrorists are neutralized. June 9th, there has been an attack on a pilgrim bus. 9 of them have lost their lives. Shazia, who's accountable for this? If we don't ask the government a question, who's accountable then?
No, you should ask the government questions, but to call it an intelligence failure, to say that the government has been cowardly, the government has not been able to do much. I mean, look at how the area has been. Look at the history of this region. Yes, what's happening in Jammu is new. Like I said, there is a shift when it comes to the geography of it, the coordinates of it. But we know what India has been going through. And Pakistan-sponsored terrorism, we've been fighting it for the longest period. And yes, we are answerable for Jammu. Yes, the agencies are, which are of course independent and thankfully not politically inclined or motivated like they are in Pakistan. But to bring it all at the door of the Prime Minister, and make it only about parties, I don't think matters of national security should actually be connected with politics.
Shazia, this is not a great day to play politics, but also to fix accountability. So I do remember tons of time, and Sushil ji and Major General Dhruv Katochap again will vouch for this, that multiple times when the BJP was in the opposition and the Congress was in power, we've asked those questions even of the Congress. So we have to ask questions to the government of the day. Now, Ajay Kumar ji, there has been a lot of murmur, a lot of conversation about the Agnipath scheme. Now, you represent the LJP. I do know both the LJP, as in Chirag Paswan and the Janata Dal United, have told the government that you need to rework around this scheme. Do you still hold the same opinion, or you've had a change of heart, sir?
No. We still hold the same opinion. And that opinion has found place in the PM's speech. He is saying if there are any genuine concerns about this resettlement of these Agniveers who would come or retire the 75% of lot, and that's why in your bulletin today, you have read out a series of measures announcing reservations and post-settlement schemes for these Agniveers. So that is what we were raising, and we are glad that it has been heard by the PM Modi. The Seva Nidhi fund has been increased. The CRPF, the UP police, the RPF, states after states are coming forward.
So you're happy with this? The LJP now is finally happy with this.
No, it's not happy. We will keep on asking for more because it is in the interest of the nation. See, unemployment is again an issue. While being there in the force, they will be trained in so many skills. For your information, I myself, I'm an ex-NDA. I'm a soldier. Today, I am working in civil life. So the skills which I have learned during my days at the NDA training is helping me out. Nation needs today disciplined, dedicated youth.
Will you call for the government to scrap this scheme like the opposition has said? Akhilesh Yadav कहते हैं कि हम अगर सत्ता में आ जाते हैं 24 घंटे के अंदर इसको स्क्रैप कर देंगे.
Yeah, I heard this MP of Akhilesh also on your channel just now saying that scrap. Let me ask him one question. Okay, I take it granted first आप कब आएंगे? ये तो मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सबने हैं, लेकिन for hypothetical thought discussion, let me say that they are coming. So what will happen to the people who are already there? So you are scrapping. So what is the scheme? Where you will take them? There are lakhs of people already recruited. So when you are scrapping them, where you are going to adjust them?
Okay, Ajay ji, my director tells me I've run out of time, but I will still ask you a question and I'll give you 30 seconds. Are you happy with this government's approach when it comes to terror? I just spoke about the, tons of these terror attacks that we've seen over the last few weeks. The opposition says कि सरकार कुछ नहीं कर रही है. Do you agree with that perception?
See, the opposition is siding with a country which stands isolated on the issue of terrorism. Iran is now entering Pakistan and attacking their camps. Yesterday, only Al-Qaeda terrorist has been...
No, my question is not about Pakistan. I'm talking of the government and the government's dealing when it comes to terror coming in from Pakistan.
We got them isolated from India Islamic Organization.
Okay.
We got them isolated from United Nations. Where Pakistan stands today, we did surgical strike on them. And believe me, you will see the results in coming days. Pakistan will be taught its lesson. The way India stands for since Modi 2014, Pakistan knows it well. It's not that tame old India.
All right, Rohan is nodding his head, but I do not have the time, Rohan, to come back to you. Mohammad Iqbal ji bhi kuch bolna cha rahe, but maybe on another day. But today, I think what is again important for us to remember is the supreme sacrifice that has been made by our forces, by our soldiers who still guard our borders so that you and I are safe. I thank our entire panel of guests for joining us, and I hope our viewers would have more clarity right now on the question that we began the entire show with, on who is politicizing national security. Thank you for watching. On the other side, back with more.